to Loughborough University, day number 1 of the School Games 2018, and we are about to kick off with the hockey. In the girls' competition, England Blue very shortly set to take on England White as both sets of players complete trading their handshakes with one another. And our officials this afternoon, our officials in the middle, Joanna Spooner and Elise Charlton. So the England White team making their way in their all-white strip to the left of halfway, just in their huddle right now and preparing for this one. Of course, important to get off to a strong start here, even though there are quite a few games to come over the course of the weekend. There is not much time to stamp your authority on this competition to ultimately come away with top prize. But England White certainly looking pumped up for this. And England Blue mirroring that image on the other side of the field as now just completing their pre-match huddle. We are good to go with this one. First half, just a couple of moments away here, as both starting 11s take their positions. England Blue will get us underway, going from right to left in this first half, and England White going left to right. Glorious day though here in the East Midlands. Sun piercing onto this heavily watered pitch. Quite a good bank of spectators to the right of us as well. Onlookers for this one. The first game of the School Games 2018 in the girls' competition. England Blue against England White.
School Games 2018, give me another cheer, England Blue. And let me hear you, England White. Join in with a countdown from 10 to 1. Play in the 2018 School Games. Just over 15 seconds away. Good luck to all the teams. Enjoy the games. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And away we go. Quite a build-up to this first game, and let's hope it's been worth the wait, as England White immediately trying to sticks involved into the situation and try and create themselves a goal-scoring opportunity here. It's Polly Jones playing it out wide, and the screw back is towards Jones once again. Crowded out, but it will be an early penalty corner for England White, and that's just the start they would have wanted there. Really positive inroads being made in towards the goal area. So Polly Jones tasked here on pulling this one back, and on the edge you've got Victoria Doyle queued up, Poppy Webb there as well. Lottie Gill may also be licking her lips at number 12. Options here for England White to get off to the perfect start. Trying to feed it through all the way towards the goal, but no one getting a decisive touch on it. Poppy Webb trying to just slip it through. No one there to get on the end of the supply. England Blue coming forward on their left-hand side. Again, England White just trying with a high bit of pressure to try and win possession back. And get the restart here. Doyle rolling it back to Elizabeth White. Trying to turn away from trouble there. It's a very slippery surface here. Twice the pitch has been heavily watered before the game got underway. You can really see that the splash come up as well when the players try and knock it with some real pace forwards. And of course, important both sets of players are able to find their feet and make sure that no errors are caused by the lack of friction beneath. Bit of room here for England Blue perhaps, but that one just rolling out of play ultimately on the near side. That's the first of two games today, both in the girls' competition. As that breaks loose on the edge here, he's come through. Maybe a chance just on the left side there for Jessica Morica, who was stretching out to get on the end of it, but couldn't quite find an angle, nor get her bearings in front of goal. So a half scare at both ends of the field so far. The first 2.5 minutes. That one nipped in the middle of the park by Zoe Effian-Jones, and trying to find Polly Jones, not quite coming to fruition. First set of changes just being made by England Blue on the far side as well after the first couple of minutes. First goal very important, but of course it's a marathon, not a sprint. But both teams very much eager to get that first strike in on the board and take the early lead. Space proving to be very limited at the moment for both sets of offensive players to work with. He's just almost forming a plug in the midfield, but when that ball breaks then there is a bit of room behind, and maybe England Blue can try and exploit that now. Attempted play there inside was for Maddie Peel, but did find destination. That one's got too much zip on it, and that strays out into touch for an England white ball. A couple of occasions now that England Blue have looked pretty dangerous on the turn when there's a bit of room in front of them to run at the opposition defence, but just the clinicalness of the play not quite been there so far. Well negotiated out there, and this is now White. Forwards for Shaw. Pass seen off by Olivia Moores. England White suffocating the ball high at the pitch though, and winning it back as well. And that's come off the foot there in the area, so that'll be a second penalty corner of the game for England White. And well, really that's the first time they've driven forward since the corner they got in the first minute or so. Maybe they were a bit too intricate with the first set piece opportunity. How will they fare on this occasion? Zoe Effian-Jones to slide it back. Shot comes in and just goes wide, bit more direct this time. Lottie Gill was the offensive White player firing that one wide of goal. Not an awful lot wide. Nice play from Peel. Maybe a chance to just dumping in the area there from Williams. Foul committed though by England Blue. disrupts their momentum towards the opposition goal. It's played over 6 minutes of this game now, and still we remain goalless, but this game very quickly can flip around. England Blue, it seems as if they're settling into this game quite well here. They're trying to be an orchestrator's Peel. Just trying to whip it towards the goal mouth. Okay. Bring it under control. Good defensive shape about England Blue, really making it difficult for White to get through the centre. A stray play into the centre once more for England Blue to pick off, but on that occasion disrupted by Gill, and England White keeping possession, but again being closed down at source. And an opportunity here as they come forwards, and this is a clear opening that's put wide by Alex Mulligan. She brought it under a spell pretty successfully there as it was threaded through by Sally Syme, which she sent it wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post as far as she's concerned, and remain all square. A very good early opening, and again England Blue coming forward with some real purpose. Syme crowded out just on the edge there, and Lottie Gill benefiting from the umpire's call. Physical battle going off here inside England White territory, and England Blue again just trying to be clever and create an opening. Really putting England White under the cosh at the moment, and it's getting a bit scrappy inside the final zone of the pitch. Shot on the turn comes in, get sufficient purchase on that did Coca Hall, the goalkeeper for England White, just stabbing it away. England White just about surviving here, but they've got to be careful that the longer and longer they spend inside their own territory, the more buoyed England Blue will get. That respite now coming for the England White defence as they make their way over halfway. Restart taken by Elizabeth White. A decent feed through as well for Polly Jones, but the pass just not quite on a level. Good battling going off from both sets of players. Come off nicely here for Blue to make an opportunity of it. Going on the outside is Morica. Into the middle it goes, cleared away by Lucy Young. Only into touch though for another wave of Blue pressure. To try and squeeze and win the ball back there, yeah, concede the foul. Chances they come forward. Kindest angle coming through, but England White struggling to get it away. And ultimately they get the decision. Referee just coming to the rescue for them. Rachel Fraser was trying to create an angle. Difficult really when you're a right-handed player on the left side of the area to really get a good enough angle into goal. And my goalkeeper just about helping the defence deal with the situation. England Blues' intensity increasing by the minute. Challenge coming in is an illegal one. And this is a difficult spell for England White. We have just under 3.5 minutes remaining of the first period on the clock here, pitch side, and really this is a few minutes that England White just need to see out without being scathed from it. But now they've got a penalty corner to deal with, and you have to say if England Blue can score from this, they do deserve it. A bit of a deep conversation occurring there within the England Blue ranks to decipher who will be putting this one into the mix, and it will be Lauren Martin, the number 10. First chance for England Blue to assert their dominance, and they have managed to stick it in the back of the net. And Rianne Martin is the one that's made it count. England Blue with a lot of possession, winning the ball on a frequent basis. It's not quite creating clear openings, but with the set piece situation, they were gifted one there. And Rianne Martin does not make sense, and it's England Blue 1, England White 0. Blue trying to use that goal there, total momentum. As that play breaks down, but certainly the ideal start for England Blue, seeing out a couple of penalty corners at their own goal with relative ease, and really pressed well in the middle of the pitch, and crucially created a goal-scoring opportunity with that penalty corner to get what you will have to say a deserved lead.
England White by a goal to 0. England Blue goal scorer number 18, captain Rianne Martin of England Blue.
Good check inside by Partington. This is England Blue really taking the sting out of proceedings now and making England White chase their own tails, which can be exhausting stuff in this sort of conditions. There is a breeze whipping around the East Midlands here, which I suppose is counteracting for the sun that was earlier coming down. Clouds covering that light now, but after almost 15 minutes, these players going full pelt around the pitch. They'll be certainly welcoming the break coming up shortly at the end of the first period. And well, it'll be England Blue will be happy out of the two right now, but England White, you feel, do have a goal in them. Moving the ball away there was Maddie Peel when she was almost caught out. But again, ball went high at the field, and a chance here as it goes through. Just too much pace on the ball as it's swiped away from goalkeeper Kaylee Morris. Now maybe an opportunity. Just goes away that from Mamie Soundy, and a play it goes. So 1-0 to England Blue. Just trying to right now capitalise on the slight fragility you feel England White have when they have possession of the ball inside their own half. England Blue seem a lot more composed, and here's another example as Peel, the playmaker if you like, comes forward. But the horn has already gone for the break, and it is England Blue leading by a goal to 0 against England White. So at the end of the first quarter, it is 1-0 to England Blue. Goal coming from Rhian Martin from that penalty corner, and we'll be back with second quarter coverage very shortly.
Goal coming in the 14th minute from Joshua Rundle. Whilst we have quarter time, we've got a 2-minute break for everyone to take on refreshments. Whilst we have that break, here's some cheese. Yeah, come on.
Play back underway for the second quarter of this one. England Blue leading 1-0 and still attacking from right to left in this second period as well. Looking to really continue from where they left off at the end of the first quarter. Lucky there from Lauren Martin. Really crafty play on the near side, but just dumping it out ultimately. What seemed to be an England white ball, but in fact it took a nick through, and England Blue will restart things. Martin, the goal scorer, just thrashing it off the foot there of Rachel Drayton-Charner. About comes into the area, calls for a blue stick as well, but ultimately England white defence ousting that offensive play there from Lottie Summers. Chloe Reid restarting play, and she will do again now. So direct on this occasion as she slots it back to Lottie Jill. Matthew Jones. Action coming off the stick of Jessica Morica. England White again forced back inside the own half, and that's going to go too far and out of play. It's not quite clicking for England White, and there really will be. That it's a theme from the first quarter that's ran into the second. That's at the moment not been addressed. England Blue again sniffing blood, and Moore's on the outside, ultimately disposed of. Cleared away. Martin. Advantage in favour of Amy Shaw of England White here. Not many up with her apart from them navy blue jerseys, but she'll get the decision going away. This is more like it from England White. Good bulldozing charge into the area, and a shooting chance as well, saved by the goalkeeper. Still maybe alive here as the effort goes through, and he's well saved. Ultimately, it was Poppy Webb just trying to stick it into the corner there, but Hannah Louthwaite having down to her left, firing it away. A good save, but a piece of play that England White can take great heart from, and potentially as a result yield another opportunity off the back of it. Break coming through at the other end for Lauren Martin. Couple of options ahead. Good challenge from Buffy Burrows. Burrows determined to continue. Maybe she should have found a teammate, but nevertheless this is Shaw. Shaw looking to do her opposite number for pace and succeeding. Not quite the angle for a shot. Not really in the area with her either though. She was too quick for her own good. England White though, last couple of moments, beginning to tap at the door. And can they turn the pendulum back towards their side here? Loose play, and this is a real opening. Not quite the angle though for Amy Shaw. Would have rather that be on a right than a left, and ultimately finding Elizabeth White. But decision going against her as it all got a bit muddly there on the edge of the area. So it's an England Blue restart. A few shaky minutes for England Blue. You still lead by a goal to nil, and fortuitously get play back here. Lucy Williams now. Forward it goes as Hall, an option square, was ousted illegally by the England White defence. Just slipped through and it's gone in, but that will not be a goal. As if it came outside the 16 yards. England Blue again. The tide turning once more in their favour after a couple of minutes defending their own goal. Nice take and control from Lucy Young. She's running into trouble though in the form of Sally Syme. Peel, too much on that ahead. Jessica Morica. Quite that slickness about England Blues play in the last 5 minutes. Good tenacity from Fraser. Forward now for Williams. Williams looking back for Fraser, but just getting that tangled in her feet. As the sun comes back out here in Loughborough. Of course, not just action going off on this pitch where we will be focusing our attention for the weekend, but there's that other pitch just slightly up the slope behind our commentary position, where the men's event is going off at the moment, and at half-time of this game we'll be able to bring you the latest score from there as well. Of course, girls and boys competition over the course of the next 4 days, where our victors will be crowned on Sunday afternoon. And some previous years, round robin format, each team playing each other on the one occasion. And whoever tops the standings at the end of it all goes away with the school games title. Play in favour of England blue, despite the nick off the England white foot there. But doesn't come to any avail. England white trying to find this link at the moment between defence and attack in that very busy mid-area of the pitch. Well defended by Isabel Weir. Rachel Fraser committing the foul. England blue very direct when they come forward. There's only one way, and that is towards the goal. And they're going to get a decision there, right on the edge of the area. It came off an England white foot. And play restarted. The referee not liking what she saw. 5 minutes remaining before we reach half-time, and no goals as of yet in this second period. Was this time more or less in the first, where the goal came courtesy of Rhianne Martin from the penalty corner. You have to say at that point England blue were deserving of that lead, but England white done more of the offensive play in the second, despite not having a great deal of possession, as they come forward once again now. Good dart into the area. No one immediately on the end of it, and Burrows, despite her best efforts, won't be able to reach the end of that either. But it was Polly Jones with the positive play down the left side of the area. We're just trying to turn it back and hope that someone was there rather than expect it necessarily. Burrows getting the advantage of the umpire saying play on despite the infringement. Quite coming at the end of it. That was on the first phase. Now they turn it back, and this is the best opening for them, and Jones has hit it straight at the keeper. And just about England blue batter it away, but this certainly has been a positive few moments for England white, who now have defending to do. And there's a good battle of strength there between Jessica Morica of England blue and Lottie Gill of England white, and it's the latter who here's the shrill of the umpire's whistle and looks up gratefully to see the decision go away and give her a bit of respite for now at least. And the blue again well positioned to pounce on any loose plays. Committing one of their own there, and that's a nice reverse play into the centre. Chance for Webb, through it goes. Just about dealt with Maya Yen. Davies does well just to find a teammate, but still England Blue not in a comfortable position. They're in this away, really playing their way out. But they don't get that far out. Charlotte James Pajwani back for Doyle and square for Young. Trying to find the far side, but it comes off the foot of Lottie Summers. And it comes for Effian Jones. Can't find a teammate. And a smart change there from Blue, just on halfway. Yeah, couldn't make the most of that. England White aiming for a goal, which would be warranted based on their second period display. Had the opportunities, but are unable at the moment to put the ball in the net. Now a bit of room as Mulligan has got an option in field, not used it yet, and then tries to turn and whip it back across, but not successfully. It's a shame that for England Blue, because they did have the possibility of getting a goal from that. Maybe time for one last attack in this half. Blue not sitting back on this 1-0 lead. Again going direct. Maybe they will be the ones to carve out the final opportunity of this period. Good defensive play from Elizabeth White. There's the two number 6s battled, her and Coca Hall of England Blue. England Blue ball. But there won't be much coming from this as the clock counts down in towards the final few seconds, and the horn goes for half-time. England Blue still leading by that goal to 0. No real action as far as they were concerned in the second period, but certainly England White peppering away at the door, but unable to score past Hannah Luke-Waite, still standing strong in the England Blue goal. Half-time in the boys' game as well on the other pitch. And England Blue leading 2-0 against England White. So, half-time here on the girls' pitch. It is England Blue 1, England White 0, and we'll be back very soon for the third quarter. Join us for that very soon. Final round of applause coming from the crowd before the watering will stop, and we'll be able to get underway with the third quarter in a game which at the half-time mark saw England Blue leading by a goal to nil against England White, but that could all change between now and full time. The water has stopped and the umpires are happy to get the second half underway. We're off with the third quarter. England Blue leading still by that goal from the penalty corner from Rhian Martin at the last stages of the first 15 minutes. Peel trying to slam one into the centre and it almost came through. Might a second time around, smothered by the goalkeeper. And eventually held, it seems, as well by Kaylee Morris. As Jessica Morica was just trying to turn and slam it home. Not once but twice there. England Blue restart. Goal scorer Martin out towards the near side of Davies. England White just defending their own territory as solid as possible. Come straight back at England White though as they give up possession on halfway. moved out towards the near side. This is Bethan Davies. Hall twisting and turning and conceding the foul. Victoria Doyle. Strong start from England Blue in the second half. And the effort on the turn towards goal came from Coca Hall. Quite wrap a stick around it and get it towards goal. England White with a bit of a scare to contend with, and they want to try and get back into the sort of rhythm that they enjoyed in the second quarter. Sloppy stuff from them at the moment. Rachel Drayton-Charner can put a cap on it and try and alter England White's fortunes. Chance for Charlotte James Pajwani. Nick on the way through. Good play forward, just couldn't quite be brought under a spell by Alex Mulligan there. And Maddie Peel looking strong and fierce in the centre. She's just going to offer a couple of minutes breather on the far side. Most these teams know each other relatively well. There are 3 England teams represented this weekend. England blue, white, red as well. Scotland and Ulster taking part as well, and it's always good to have the corners of the UK covered. One thing that this weekend does prove, no matter who wins, is that the future of the sport is bright. The boys and the girls, and certainly a lot of reasons to be optimistic about Britain's future in this sport, particularly after the success of recent years as well, particularly in women's hockey. Here's Drayton-Charner, trying to flip it forwards towards the path of Amy Shaw, but she's well dealt with by Martin, who's had a strong game. Now Fraser couldn't thread it through on the first attempt, and she'll concede the foul on the second. Red against Ulster to come later on. We expect that to start at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So make sure you join us for that. As England Blue aim to be the early pace setters in the girls' pool and top things after game 1. Still quite a way to go in this affair. And after the first 5 minutes of the second half, nothing really changing in terms of the scoreline's complexion. England White getting more of a grip on affairs now, though. Here's Reid. Chloe Reid trying to beat Rachel Fraser for pace and power. Benefits from the umpire's whistle here as well. Decent movement ahead of her. The territorial pressure for England White to enjoy here. Crafty play. It's a crowded area though. of chopping of sticks there as the ball is eventually manoeuvred towards halfway, and England White will try and come again. Forward by Burrows. Burrows again. 3 white shirts nearer, all asking for the ball. None of them will get it though due to the England blue wall on the edge of their own zone. And now they can try and counter. Again, things just getting out of reach for Alex Mulligan. Here's Rachel Drayton-Charner forward for Weir. Oh, excellent stuff from Fraser. Maybe went a step too far with that. We can't deny the commitment from both sets of players. That's been present from minute 1 here. Giving full credit to the cause. And really going from it from the offset. Burrows is caught in a bit of a dark alley. Well, been scrappy and certainly not as fluid as they were for England Blue in the first half. Chase on for them now. Good defensive work from Chloe Reid. Well played, Lottie Jill. Good game for England White. And Drayton-Charner. She's got 4 white shirts ahead of her. She'll have to try and find them in a wee while though, as goes out on the far side. Might break here. Doyle still going as she's forced wide. Burrows, shooting chance and a good save. Still not fully away, and that will go behind. And it will be an England Blue ball, but Hannah Lewthwaite certainly there to thank in England Blue net. She's not been called upon an awful lot in this match so far, but she certainly was there, and she came up trumps as well as she made that save from Buffy Burrows. England White's turn now to stack themselves high up the pitch and put on that pressure. Chloe Reid, who's put herself about a bit in the third quarter, and it's a decent find as well for Amy Shaw. Too much zip on that though. Unfortunate bounce just before it got to a stick as well. Didn't help her case in trying to control that. Fraser. Pass. Created a 50-50 opportunity which Drayton-Charner seized upon and is still going as well. Couple of options square, couldn't find them. And that was purely down to the defensive work there of England Blue, who are certainly not looking too assured right now. They are just about dealing with the matters coming their way. And they still have their scoreline intact at 1-0. With under 5 minutes remaining of period 3. But for how much longer, you have to wonder. More and more they sloppily give it away. White not maximising that opportunity. Burrows found herself in a much narrower position in the midfield in this second half so far. She was in this sort of position in the first. Now occupied by Zoe Effiong-Jones, who threads it towards the path of Poppy Webb. Good interception from Chloe Reid, who's still going. Just halted ultimately by the umpire's whistle, and she knew it was coming as well. Nice turn from Partington, maybe getting herself a spot of bother with Poppy Webb. She can restart things now though, and well, put under control by Moores. Clever stick handling as she makes her way towards the area. Read away. Oh, 4 white shirts up there, outnumbering the England blue shirts for a moment. Couldn't make the most of that. Now the attack going off at the other end. Peel. She inadvertently caught that with her foot. Doyle. Good tackle. Coming in. So I thought. Referee disagreeing there, Lucy Williams. Guilty party. She's now got to get back in position because England white meaning business here. Just slightly have lost momentum in the last few minutes though, and exposed with Mulligan. Mulligan getting the fortune of the umpire's whistle to restart things. She's got 2 teammates in the area, one on the outside. She went for the latter option, into the middle it goes, and no one there in navy blue to get on the end of it. First time around at least, and then ultimately it will be brought clear. And now there's an opportunity for Zoe Effian-Jones. Forwards for number 9 of England white, now towards the near side. Weir forwards. Well, patient defending on the first phase, but Weir has managed to pick it up, try and get a shot in on goal. She's got Burrows waiting for her, instead pokes it in towards the centre, and really took an inadvertent deflection all the way through to England Blue's goal there. A few drops of rain coming down here in Loughborough as England white make their way forwards. Play halted, and England white will be hoping they can get another 1 or 2 of those opportunities in the final quarter, because I don't think they're going to create one in the last 30 seconds of this. Still behind by a 1-0. And England Blue, you'd imagine, would want to shut up shot at this stage. Last few seconds now. England Blue 1, England white 0. Here's Gill. Taking a bit of the scenic route there, and ultimately it's not so pretty as she is halted by Sally Syme, who in turn is stopped by the horn at the end of the third quarter. And England Blue still leading by that solitary 0 from Rhiannon Martin. 1-0 then at the break.
England Blue 2.
England white 2, England Blue 2. We're just hearing as well in the boys' game on the pitch just behind us. So a couple of cracking games happening. Not so much for the goals in this one, but certainly a lot of action, and certainly a bit more to come. 15 more minutes remaining, and we'll be back with it very shortly. Here we go with the final 15 minutes of this one. Sun out. Hopefully a few more goals to come as well. England blue 1, England white 0. The curtain raiser for the School Games 2018 girls hockey competition. Still got one more game to come at 4 o'clock, not long after the conclusion of this. And what will be the final outcome here? Of course, in the round robin format, a draw is a valid result. But neither team, particularly England blue right now, will be wanting a draw out of this. They want all the spoils. Zoe Effiong-Jones slamming it away. Straight towards the stick of Sally Syme, who's still going, weaving away past 2 or 3. She's done really well here, Syme. And she gets a penalty corner for her efforts as well. And of course it was that penalty corner at the back end of the first quarter that got the England blue goal. And now it's a set-piece situation at the start of the final quarter. Well, they will look to double their lead and surely put the game out of sight. England blue to double their lead here. Not quite as crisp with that play as they were with the one that got them the goal. It will disappoint them. And they've still got possession in a promising area. Burrows squeezing it out, and she's had a good second half as Burrows in that more central position on the pitch. Really puts herself about. Summers. Not much of an angle in front of her. England blue ball. In fact, it'd be England white getting that decision. That's the umpire's input. Jones seen off by Maya Yen. Yen, now she's found Fraser in loads of room. They quickly recycled. Almost broke through. But will still be England blue ball. Scooped into the centre, but yeah, I think both teams just struggling when the ball gets towards the area in that final point where they have to pull the trigger. Credit to both defences though, by the same token. Morica, positive play. Bit of fortune about it as well, and certainly a fortune ran out there as she clattered into Chloe Reid. Reid crisply into the path of Charlotte James-Prizwani. Shot comes through. Was asking for a touch, and nearly got one. Amy Shaw asking the questions. The umpire inadvertently keeping that in play. Now that might really cost England blue. In fact, might cost England white as England blue come forward. In it goes, shot squirms through, and it's a strong foot from Kaylee Morris to keep it away. That's on the first phase. And now trying to bring it away is Amy Shaw. Shaw just guiding the ball along down this near side and hoping for a decision, but it hits her foot. And now there's defending to be done as England white gets stretched here by a good pass straight into Morica's way. And that time it's her on the wrong end of the referee's whistle. Game a bit scrappy in this final quarter. England white, the team needing to force the issue and get the equaliser, are really finding themselves more on the back foot than they are the front. Amy Shaw. Shaw beaten by Maya Yen. Played across and no one there to guide it home. England blue bursts forward. Challenge coming in. Gill looking sprite again. Where's that option? Square it goes for Charlotte James Prijwani. Nice forward thread. Positive moment here for England white as they put it across. And they just try and tilt it towards goal. Blocked away. And ultimately the umpire interjecting with the whistle. Now, it's an interesting sport this when the ball goes into those goalmouth areas. You really, as an attacker, just have to hope that the ball comes your way. And it's like a pinball machine in there. It takes all sorts of deflections on its way through. England white in this game just haven't seen any of them fall their way. Good pace from Charlotte James Prijwani. Decent trickery as well as she slips it through, and an opening perhaps for a shot. It's going to be a penalty corner there as Mami Sunda was about to let fly, illegally halted, and with 6.5 minutes to go of the final quarter, it's an opportunity for England white to perhaps level things up. And they'll have been hoping for this moment for quite a while. They've been behind since the end of the first quarter. A goal from a penalty corner at this end of the field. It's their chance now to level it up. Gill square, and the shot then through is saved once again by Hannah Luthwaite. With England white restart. It was Rachel Drayton-Charner had the shot. I have to say, despite a bit of height and leverage on that, it was pretty tame. Doyle, well snuffed out by Maya Yen, who's looked solid in the England blue rear guard all afternoon. England Blue wanting to defend their own goal, but really keen to get another of their own just to see this one through. Gill trying to take it on the turn. Gets help from the official as well as she restarts things, but that too far ahead of Burrows, who can run, but she can't run quite that quick. Just slightly getting a bit sloppier again. On the whole, we've seen some decent quality in this for both offence and defence. Ball bouncing kindly momentarily in favour of Man-Meat Sound. Sound again. Poppy Webb at the moment is right in the mix in the area, waiting for the ball to come her way, but instead it comes the way of Rachel Drayton-Charter, who has levelled things up with just over 4.5 minutes remaining. And finally, England White have managed to stick it past Hannah Lewthwaite and level things up. An important game at the start of these School Games 2018. And an important stage of it as well. England White levelling it up. England Blue 1, England White 1. Well, that will really give England White a bit of a boost to maybe go on and steal a winner here. Gill trying to be the main cog in the wheel as that comes through. Came off the foot. England Blue trying to take it away, but maybe a bit too speedy for their own good here. Really under the cosh, and it just evades the outstretched sticks of Poppy Webb and then Polly Jones at the far stick as well.
England White 1, equalising goal for England White in the 56th minute. Number 8, Rachel Drayton-Charter.
I do feel that there's one more goal in this game. Both teams know the importance of a win in the first game, and really you want to go gung-ho now if you're either team and get that deciding goal. Is either team capable? England White more so, you would have to say. Here's White. Oh, nice for Effie and Jones. She'll have to try and get it on the left and clip it back, but she'll get a penalty corner as it comes off the leg of Rhianne Martin. What a chance this is for a potential winner in game 1 of the 2018 Schools Games. Polly Jones to fire this one back and hope that her teammates can really supply the damage. Shot from the goal scorer is blocked. Lottie Summers playing a way out and getting a nick off the leg of Poppy Webb, so an England Blue restart and a bit of breathing space in their own defensive area. Confident from Martin. Martin again. Now Yen. Good nippy interception from Polly Jones and gets a ricochet as well off the England Blue leg of number 8, Ella Partington. England White really have had the play ever since they equalised, and I don't think England Blue have even crossed halfway since then. Poor pass, and now it's Jessica Mareka trying to do it all on her own. Gets the advantage of the umpire's whistle. Still going Morica, tripped over, and it's a penalty corner. Serious charge that, all on their own from the England blue number 17. Fouled twice on the way, and the second one gets a penalty corner. And maybe it's now England blue's turn to snatch success from the jaws of what looks set to be a draw. Trouble coming low on this occasion, and he's swept towards goal and just about creeps in. Rachel Fraser has managed to just about nudge it over the goal line. Wasn't a clean connection from her. May have took a deflection on the way through, but with 90 seconds remaining, she won't care. England blue 2, England white 1. Well, it seemed like that was going to be the same set piece as the one they scored from in the first quarter, as it was back for Rhiann Martin, but she decided to try and just put it into an area rather than shoot directly towards goal, and it was a wise decision as well, with Rachel Fraser flirting around Andy Morris's goal area. So England white again, trying to force things and level it up. It took them an awful long time to do it the first time around, and they haven't got much time if they're to do it a second. Well, inside the final minute, White not giving this one up. Gill falls sideways.
England blue retaking the lead over England white by 2 goals.
Burrows, room for Jones if she can adjust her feet and get it across. She can. It's come back out. Webb into the middle. It's a penalty corner. And ooze from the crowd. 11 seconds to go. And this surely the final chance in this game for England white for once and for all to get a draw from it. Now or never. And how important a moment could this be, not just in the context of this game, but the overall competition? Because a late draw here for England white really could breed confidence for them for the rest of the weekend. A second time they're trying to come back. It's nicely moved. White will play it through, and it was just asking for the finishing touch, which would have come had it not be perhaps for a little bobble there just in front of the England white player poised to finish. I think it was Zoe Effiong-Jones. Fantastic effort from both teams, but it's England blue who get the victory at the end of all that. Rhiann Martin opening the scoring. England white levelling things up with 4 minutes remaining as Rachel Drayton-Charner bagged past Hannah Louthwaite. But England blue once again from a penalty corner. Not so direct this time around, but Rachel Fraser getting the fortunate final touch to defeat Kaylee Morris, and ultimately England blue defeat England white in the first game of School Games 2018 in the girls hockey competition. England blue 2, England white 1, and we'll be next with England red against Ulster. 4 o'clock start for that one, just over half an hour to go. But for now, England blue 2, England white 1. Welcome to Loughborough University, day number 1 of the School Games 2018, and this is the girls' hockey. Game 2 of the day, England Red against Ulster, and Ulster in the white, going from left to right in this first half. England Red going from right to left in these 4 lots of 15 minutes of the round-robin format. And away we go. Ulster getting us started. England Red with the first bout of possession deep inside their own territory. So as I mentioned, this is the second game of the day. Already we had England Blue against England White. Success for England Blue by 2 goals to 1 in what was a tight affair. It took a couple of late twists, but England Blue were the victors and get the first batch of points in the competition. Of course, there is the boys' competition as well, materialising over the course of the weekend, and we will try and give you the details of the games happening on the other pitches as when we get them. But our main focus on the live stream, certainly on proceedings here. Thank you for joining us. With Ulster for a minute having possession and trying to carve that first opportunity of the game. Ball so far hasn't been outside of the England Red half of the field. And they get an opportunity now to drag themselves forwards by some serious yardage. Breaks down though, and this is another opportunity for Hood. The challenge coming in on the edge there from, it looks like Millie Davies. He's still shepherding the play on that far side, and eventually Martha Lawrence will just play it out, and before she does so, get the decision from the umpire. Opportunity for Ulster though, have made a really good start to this game. In the middle it goes, and it was just evading the path of Nadia Fanalal. And it will be an England Red ball. So a nervy first couple of moments for those of an England Red persuasion. Berry, just about keeping her feet. Slippery surface here in Loughborough, heavily watered. Only Dugan just running out of room. Quite a few who've made the trip across the Irish seas to Loughborough for the school games. Backing Ulster this afternoon, and vocal and supportive to my right hand side as well. So their side have made the better start. Of course, an awful long way to go. Strong defensive work from Beard Bridge. In fact, that was Karen Wildman on the near side. That's slammed into the path of Harriet Dugan of Ulster. Play forward, finds Jess Hood, but puts her foot before her stick. Good intensity about the way Ulster are attacking this. Here's Molly Dugan. Cuts it back. Swept away to safety for now from Ella Horden of England Red into touch. fierce pass. And really that sees England Red go the furthest forward they've been so far. Play will restart with Fela Brandali. That's the corner. Red ball. Ulster managed to negotiate themselves out of that period of trouble. But now they've brought it back on themselves again. Chance for England Red to come towards the area. Good challenge coming in from Olivia Berry. Rebecca Daniel maybe went a little bit too far with that. And now Harriet Dugan, who's got with her Nadia Banalal. Altered in her progress against the laws of the game. Attempted scoop there from Anna Doherty, the Ulster captain, is a poor one. She knows it, and she's a lot of backtracking to do now as well as England Red come forward. Hannah Smith lumping it forwards, but with too much pace on that for those in front of her. Berry. Nicely for Savage. She knocks it further down that near side for Gibson. Battling stuff from Gibson. Couple in the middle for it away, Matt. And it just batted away by the keeper for now. So it's with Gibson, who gets the decision going her way. Good challenge this time from Rebecca Daniel. More pressure. Mullen trying to cut it into the centre. And that breaks down, and Ulster will have to backtrack in towards their own territory as England Red see out that phase of play. Ulster again quick on the second ball. Beggs forward. Too long. Into touch for an England Red ball. So halfway through the first quarter, and it was still goalless. But Ulster definitely with the more energetic start, you'd have to say. And again, that press working dividends for them. It's a shot from Ross. It's come back out towards it. Still not away from England Red here. Panic stations, certainly for them. And the officials whistle going their way. Mullen, still going Mullen, combative stuff, and she's got a penalty corner, first of the game. Penalty corner certainly a prominent feature of the game earlier on today when England Blue defeated England White. And England Red, by the same token, looking to cause damage here. Back by Berry. And it all got a bit messy there. Just break for them though. Ulster trying to carve open the opportunity, and they'll get granted another one because it's another penalty corner. Wasn't the tidiest approach to goal there, and Olivia Mullen having to have several chomps of the cherry before she could get a shot away. It will be another penalty corner now for Ulster. Again, it's Berry. And that's a bit of a cleaner approach. Just couldn't be squeezed home though. Georgia Ross was waiting at the far post for the touch and couldn't quite provide one. Just squeezing things in the centre, not giving England Red much room at all. Tidy, intricate, cohesive, savage. That goes England Red's way. Red trying to make the break forward, but again, suffocated. And Harriet Doan losing a balance there as she swiped that one forwards, out of play. Here's Daniel. Wildman. Intercepted. That's very smart play indeed, and also a good supply almost from Ellen right down on their side there, the number 13. The first period has gone pretty quickly, but not too many events. Story of the game, certainly so far, Ulster on top. England Red not able to really get in any sort of rhythm or groove, but a gritty display. Which they almost managed to make some progress with there as well. Good pressure and a difficult spell for Rafaela Brandau-Lee, who's helping the teammate get herself out of that situation, but again epitomising Ulster's relentless pressure on the opposition. Craig coming down the near side, being closely monitored by the England Red captain, Jika Nyenda. And Ulster, after a good start, will be maybe a bit disappointed that they've not managed to make dominance count. Nice play that from Ortega. Forward it goes, and there's a chance on, but Ulster on the last line. With a bit of nous to clear it away. Last touch there off England Red's Rebecca Daniel. Ulster wanting to restart things quickly. A nonchalant loop forwards as well for Molly Dugan. Dugan still going, and it's good defensive work there, it seemed anyway, but penalty corner conceded in the final minute of the opening quarter. Third time lucky for Ulster in terms of penalty corners. They had two in quick succession, of course, that they couldn't make the most of. What about this one? Ulster trying to cap off a good first quarter. Barry skipping out a few here and going for Molly Dugan. This is something a bit different, but again the same outcome. Nice from Ella Horden there, but no outlet. It's the problem. And Ulster's shape really good. Bernal gets the decision, wants to carry on. A turn and get it on the right-hand side, perhaps, then gets it on the left, but fires it wide and ran out of time. Anyway, end of the first quarter, and we are goalless here in Loughborough. England Red 0, Ulster 0. Ulster certainly the better out of the two teams, however, haven't managed to break the deadlock here. Ulster, though,
Sam Buckingham first for England Red.
Also taking part in the boys' competition against England Red, and that is 1-1 there. But 0-0 in the girls' competition here, and we'll be back for the second quarter in a couple of minutes.
My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no power, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no pain, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. Want more and more, people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, want more and more, people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, freed from desire, mind and senses purified, freed from desire, mind and senses purified, freed from desire, mind and senses purified, freed from desire. Na 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 na.
Teams are making their way for the second quarter. Please, let's hear it for England Red and Ulster.
Ulster, keep talking.
There we go with the second quarter. 0-0 still the score. Despite Ulster having the better of large spells of the first 15 minutes. And the deadlock be broken. In this second phase. Berry at the back for Ulster, trying to force it forward. And just about manages. And good work from Benallo. Slams it across, and it was a gorgeous play, but no one quite at the right angle to get it on the end of it. Nice play. Could work out this as well. Brandau Lee to her outside, and it just couldn't be screwed back by Bea Bridge. Nice play again from Ulster. Fast-flowing stuff. Molly Dugan. Still Molly Dugan. She's got a square option, but she can score by herself. And finally Ulster have managed to get that breakthrough. And it's Molly Dugan. After, again, great offensive play. Supplied with the ammunition on the outside, and she made no mistake once positioned in front of the England red goal. It's England red 0, Ulster 1. England red trying to quickly respond here, and this could be the perfect response as well. Come through and just hit the foot of an England red player.
Our first goal of the game. England red 0, Ulster 1. Goal scorer confirmed as number 7 for Ulster, Molly Dugan.
England red looking adventurous. Big cluster of white shirts back there, but forces an error from one of them, hitting the foot. For England red return the favour.
Okay, request over, we need 4 for one person at the back. Can we start to go? So we're going to go numbers.
Alan Reid
Let's go when we go forward, yeah?
squaring this for Olivia Berry. That was Olivia Savage just sliding that one back across. Another infringement again from England red when they get in such a promising position, to their annoyance. Another maraudering run, this time from Olivia Mullen. Mullen past 2 or 3 here. She tripped over her own feet as she tried to snap it back. Third of the game gone. England red 0, Ulster 1. Good turn by Brandau Lee. Start getting the decision.
Look at the numbers!
To no avail. Lawrence trying to work an angle. Blocked off though by Gibson. Gibson with 3 ahead of her. Space on the near side here if it can be found. Yenda. Not quite working out there as Eleanor May trying to feed it through to Millie Davies. Yendo, she fouled on the edge, she was. But the official thought he was inside, and so it'd be a penalty corner. Ulster just taking the foot off the gas inadvertently at the start of this second quarter. And will they be punished? Welsh, Chamberlain through her legs, shot comes in, it's saved, back for Chamberlain again, and Yenda, punched away by the goalkeeper, Laura Chestnut. Lawrence, nifty stuff from Artiga. The decision. Chamberlain. Berry. Also trying to find that sort of creative spark that they've lacked since scoring. And mistakes are beginning to set in as well. It's not all down to Ulster by any stretch. England run up their game. But McKivat for Ulster, trying to turn defence into attack at quite a rate. Gibson. Flex through and just about dealt with by Maddie James in the England red goal. Harriet Dugan across to Olivia Barry. Oh, nice turn from Barry. Almost daylight in front of her. She was crowded out by 2 or 3 red shirts. England red's ball. Wildman takes. Challenge from Olivia Mullen, but umpire had already blown a whistle. poor play forward that from Horden. Could be punished. Mullen. Challenged by Nyenda. Slips it to Ortega, but she is caught in possession. Is that a trip? It is on Olivia Gibson there. Also just trying to reassert the dominance that they have for much of the first quarter, but they're struggling. England Red a bit more of a tough unit. Savage surveys the scene. Almost slipped through, and I'll try to recycle it and twist away in between two bodies, and well, the ball came off the foot of one of them. Penalty corner for Ulster. Ulster with this penalty corner, and Olivia Berry stands over it, like she has done with the previous three. Mullen. Oh, 2-0. In fact, that may not have been given, and it hasn't. Too high a shot from Mullen, but it doesn't matter, because Ulster still managed to get the second of the game anyway. And this time there was nothing wrong with it. 2.5 minutes remaining of the second quarter. And it is England Red 0, Ulster 2. That's a tremendous finish, and really it wasn't much of an angle there, you thought, to get it past Maddie James, but nevertheless it was found, and Ulster found themselves 2 goals ahead. Haven't quite played with the same vigour in the second quarter as they did with the first. Georgia Ross with the goal confirmed. Ulster doing enough to finish past Manny James, who must have thought she got away with it after the first phase. And the goal was disallowed from Mullen. Dangerous shot. Certainly the second one was lethal, but within the rules of the game. And England Red at the moment having a really difficult time. Another penalty corner for Ulster, who are all of a sudden enjoying things once again after having their backs against the wall for the first part of this second quarter. They're 2-0 up, and they may be in store here for a third. Just under 2 minutes remaining before half time. Same combination again. Molly Dugan. Shot is low and deflected in, and it is 3-0, and I think the last touch there came off Nadia Banalo. So Ulster with 2 goals in as many minutes, and surely success is theirs coming towards the halfway point of the game, and it's England Red 0, Ulster 3. Well, that's always the case with the penalty corner. You put it in a dangerous area and you're probably going to get your rewards. And that one just hitting the stick of Nadia Benalo, who I don't know whether or not she knew an awful lot about it, but good enough to find the target. Well, the few mistakes Ulster have made in this game.
Ulster leading by 3 goals to 0. 29th minute, number 15, Nadia Benalo.
Lovely play forwards that for Jess Hood, if she can get on the end of it. Read well by Hannah Smith. Oh, and that's really nice stuff from Hannah Smith. Great stick handling. And feed out towards the near side as well. Interception from Reid. Ellen Reid finding the stick of Molly Dugan, the scorer of the first goal. Just like that, we've come to half-time.
Lovely applause for both teams.
Last 15 minutes, Ulster have got 3 goals. Courtesy of Molly Dugan, Georgia Ross, and also Nadia Benalo. England Red 0, Ulster 3. England Red with a lot of work to do in the second half of this one. Will they be able to manage to get anything from this affair? We'll find out very shortly with the third quarter. Join us for that very soon.
Boys competition. Into the third period, it says here, Ulster 1, England Red 2 is your latest score on pitch 2. Sam Buckingham giving England Red the lead. Ulster equalising through Troy Chambers in the 11th minute. England Red retaking the lead through Josh Redstone. Latest score in the boys game, Ulster 1, England Red 2. 10 minutes before half-time. Plenty of time to get a refreshment or two and head back to your seats.
Welcome back for the second half of England Red against Ulster. The latter leading by 3-0. First half seemed to fly by. And it looked like it may actually be going towards a goalless interval, but goals from Molly Dugan, Georgia Ross, and then Nadia Badnamol have given Ulster that 3-goal margin that they can boast going into the second half of play here. 2 lots of 15 minutes to go. Can England Red turn this one around and get something out of it? It looks like it's going to be very difficult to do that. You can't rule anything out. I remember last year being here for the school games, and there were awful lots of turnarounds and comebacks, surprising results. It would be a great start to the games this year if we could have something like that on the first day. Three goals in our first game. A reminder, England Blue defeating England White 2-1. Scoreline here at the moment not as close as that one. Ulster ball, trying to start the third quarter like they finished the second. Those 2 quick-fire goals. Berry weaving away in and out. Now a break potentially for England Red, and it's Rafaela Brandao-Lee with the give and go. And just trying to slip it across as well, but Laura Chestnut just about alert enough to wipe away. Olivia Morn seeing it away. Berry going long. Pretty a decent error, despite the fact she couldn't find a white shirt. Means that Ulster can squeeze their way up the pitch to try and win possession back in England Red territory. And they succeed in doing so as well. But not legally. Just about helped on. And there's Brandao-Lee. Wants to support with a back to goal. She gets one as well. A storming run here and a chance for one back. Saved by the goalkeeper, who is then adjudged to have committed a foul. That is Laura Chestnut. Surging charge from Jike Nyenda. Effort was saved as it came back to her. She was fouled by Chestnut. So penalty corner for England Red. Shot is through, again saved by Chestnut. And we'll have to save another one here because England might have another penalty corner. Important that England would make the most of one of these opportunities coming their way. Creating room for a shot, again saved by Chestnut, still not fully clear. Brandao-Lee back into the middle. Harum scarum stuff, but Ulster managed to ultimately defend their line and see out that dangerous threat. Well, England run with another penalty corner, and will this be third time lucky, I wonder? Come close on the last couple. This time a bit more direct deflection through. Kept alive. And then the shot squeezes through, and is it in? It does go in, but a penalty's already been given. Well, sustained pressure really paying off there for England Red, and they almost got a goal out of it. They still could now. It looks like it will be the captain, Jika Nyenda, who will be tasked with taking this. To drag England Red back within 2. And it's saved by Chestnut, who's had a very busy first 4 minutes to this period. And she's managed to make the biggest save of the bunch, tipping it away to her right-hand side, and even there to the strike from Jika Nyenda. And hopefully, for England Red's sake, they can still take heart from the beginning of this second half and not be downtrodden after that penalty miss. But you've got to score when you're on top, something that Ulster have done thus far. England Red need to get the knack of that as well. Still time left for them to pave the way for a comeback. Ulster looking calm under pressure again. England Red with a bit more hunger. And Nyenda, back it goes for Brandao Lee. Across comes Harriet Dugan, hits her foot. Ulster ball. Olivia Gibson taking control of the ball. She'll have it back now as well. Bit of a slip. As we said, it's still a slippery surface here in Loughborough. Watered at a frequent basis in between games. Sometimes in between quarters as well when there's enough time to do so, but on this occasion, there's still a bit of surface water on there. So that helps create a fast-paced game, though. A turn away from Reid. Now it's Beggs. Sliding interception coming in courtesy of Rebecca Daniel. Too much venom on that down the line from Ellen Reid, and it's an England Red ball. Listen out to the two sets of players, particularly defensive lines, barking out instructions. Ulster communicating very well with one another and really creating the foundations of their success in this game thus far. And they've got a chance here just around the England Red area. Spoilt for choice. Green cards come out for Olivia Mullen of Ulster there. As England Red try and restart things once again. Molly Dugan. Ulster not really looking out for the switch at the moment as Alia Banal goes about it herself. Good play from Harriet Dugan. Forward it goes. And it's into the area, just missed by Niamh McKibben. And it came at the kindest of angles there to just wrap a stick around it and direct it towards goal. Down the line, better from England Red. Hannah Smith just losing track of it, which was unfortunate. Tight battling on the near side, ultimately Hannah Doherty doing too much for the umpire's liking. Both teams certainly prepared to snap at one another's heels and put themselves aback for the cause. Pass, immaculate control that. A play from Niamh McKibben. Super. Has the final ball. Harriet Dugan looking for Mullen. Bit of an ask for her there, especially with Kate Sheldon in the back. Sheldon trying to weave her way forward, puts it out of play. Mullen against Sheldon again, this time Mullen getting the upper hand. Across it goes. And it's a penalty corner as it hit the leg there of Ella Horden before she was fouled by her own goalkeeper, Maddie James. And that all started really from the skill from Niamh McKibben of Ulster on the left-hand side before moving play onwards towards the far. Penalty corner though, there's a good chance for Ulster. Can they get a fourth here? Which would be a super way to start their school games 2018. Not far away, but hit the foot there of Niamh McKibben. England at the moment, just not with the same conviction as Ulster. Seems to be a real cohesion about Ulster. One thing you've got to remember about the English teams, of course, is that they are split into three. You've got the red, you've got the blue, and you've got the white. So they're not necessarily the most polished set of units, like Ulster may be. Lovely play again from Ulster. He was asking a question of Manny James that I think she was a bit hesitant in answering, but dealt with it anyway. Still Ulster coming forward. Not for long though. Wildman, straight to Mullen. Mullen booming it forwards and nipped off by Horden, but it was a heavy touch, and pouncing on it is Jess Hood. Great challenge coming in from Hannah Smith. Held up by Kelly Craig, unfairly. Again, Ulster just having that extra little edge over England Red, offensively and defensively. Good last line defending from Wildman. Turning out is Welsh. Too far away from Ortega. Casey Craig there, ensuring she's not running into trouble, finding Berry. Also just seem to be managing this game well. 3-0 up, no need to do anything risky. Gamble, possibly make mistakes. They're just seeing this one out. Maybe pinching a fourth if they can create an opportunity for one. Temperature suddenly dropping here in Loughborough as we get towards the later part of the afternoon. But trying to win it back and then fires it over. Almost picked the pocket with Karen Wildman.
If we could just remind everyone at home that the clock is...
So, the clock here, pitch side, telling us that that is the end of the third quarter. England Red 0, Ulster 3, and no change to the complexion of this game. And despite a bright start to the third quarter from England Red, Ulster just seeming to nip that pressure in the bud. And they're holding on to their 3-goal advantage. So England Red 0, Ulster 3. It's 2-2 in the boys' competition between England Red and Ulster as well. But here in the girls' competition, it is Ulster who are boasting the better of the first 3 quarters of this one. England Red 0, Ulster 3, and the final 50 minutes coming up very soon. Back underway for the final 15 minutes here. Ulster leading 3-0 against England Red. And And if England Red are saving a comeback, then they've got to make sure that they start getting on the road to that pretty much now. That will be an Ulster ball. Clear decision there. Captain Doherty forward for Ulster. So just letting that slip there as the radar wasn't quite in focus. Chamberlain runs into trouble. Mullen couldn't quite make anything of it in that crowded area, just on the edge of the England Red defensive area. Let's go all the way back. This from Olivia Savage. Dealt with well by Ellen Reid. Pressure coming from Eleanor May. And that pressure sees Karen Wildman, her England Red teammate, pick up things. Florence trying to merge her way in towards an attacking area of the field. Still licking their lips and purring for a fourth. Berry. Back four all getting a touch here for Ulster as they still plot their way towards not only winning this game, but winning this game without a concession as well. That'll be very handy indeed and boost the confidence of the defence of those in white. Mullen. In fact, it's McKiver tirelessly working and trying to get a break in the shooting zone. Still McKiver. And she gets a penalty corner as she bundles into the challenge in front of her from, I think it was Kay Sheldon. In fact, it was Elizabeth Chamberlain. Penalty corner then for Ulster, and of course on pitch side the clock stops for that, which is, you do get a bit of extra time at the end of each period. That clock of course just an estimation of what is going on, and Mullen has stumped that one into the back of the net from the penalty corner, and certainly now you'd be more than estimating that Ulster are going to win this game. Crashed home by Olivia Mullen, who had a goal earlier on from the penalty corner, chucked off for it being a dangerous shot. That one was, yes, venomous, but also fair and also full for Ulster. 3.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. The game surely theirs, as though it was in any dead anyway.
England Red 0, Ulster 4. Scoring from the penalty corner in the 49th minute, number 11, Olivia Mullen.
Savage. Loose. Let's say though, with the number of loose plays from Ulster, they've been very few and far between. Very polished outfit, and of course at the end of this game we've seen 4 of the girls teams that will be taking part this weekend. England Blue getting the win earlier. That was 2-1. That was pretty tight stuff there, but just a lot more convincing. the penalty corner for Ulster. Will this be a carbon copy of the previous set piece, or will they mix it up a wee bit here? Ulster, Mullen not involved this time. She almost didn't need to be. Save from Maddie James. Work done for now, though, for England Red as they get the decision from the official. Chamberlain back, and receiving once more from Horden. Davies, in fact that was Smith forwards, now it's Davies. Challenge coming in, warrants a green card, and it's against Olivia Berry, and this looks like a penalty corner for England Red. So maybe give their spectators something to cheer about. It's been a tough afternoon for them so far. But this set piece bringing with it a bit of respite for the defence. There may be a reprieve for some of the early missed opportunities, particularly those at the start of the third quarter, which seemed to be when England Red were most in this game. Couldn't make the most of it. Can they now? Inside the final 10 minutes. Chamberlain slips away from it. And it's not on the favoured side either. And also look again like they've seen out another phase of play. Advantage not forthcoming for Ulster, so that'll be pulled back. Ulster always seem to have an option when trying to thread through the middle of the park. Oh, brilliant from Benal. Nice turn from Sheldon. This is now Welsh. Chances, it's pulled across. Bit of a collision in the middle. Both are on their feet now, though, for this next round of play. So Artiga will get it back, takes a deflection, and it will be an England Red ball. Both teams have put an awful lot of energy into this match. And be glad it's their only game of the day. Well, they're back for a busy schedule tomorrow. We will bring you live coverage on the stream of 4 games. Both the men's and the women's competition. And of course, Saturday and Sunday full of hockey as well. Not to be missed. You can follow every bit of the action here on this main pitch at Loughborough University on the live stream over the course of the coming days. If you're unable to make it to the East Midlands, you'll be kept up to date all the action, and also what each of the games mean as well. It's of course it's all about the development for these players and these teams, but at the end of it, the carrot is the school games trophy. And that would be an added bonus for all the efforts and endeavours over the weekend. This day one of competition. Already in Ulster we are perhaps seeing one of the main contenders for the title. England Red trying to put a blot on the Ulster copy, but this is Wildman. Welsh not being able to hit that into a dangerous enough area. Ulster banking those 3 goals at the end of the second quarter. Looking relaxed, maybe a bit too relaxed there, but getting away with it. England Red refusing to let this up. The closing down has been done from Duke and Yenda there. The captain, who was certainly being a good example of the efforts necessary and expected from her and her teammates, even with a 4-goal deficit. Ulster just have to concentrate here. Swept away by Chestnut. Borden. First outfield play back for England Red here. Daniel. Now Chamberlain. Moving the ball nicely, England Red. To some good areas. Maybe a chance for a shot from Davies. Smothered by Chestnut. Not a great clearance away either as that thumps the side netting from Hannah Smith, but encouraging from England Red. And they'll get the ball from the restart as well. Not for much longer though, as Davies couldn't quite get on the same wavelength as Hannah Smith next to her. This one petering out, which doesn't bother Ulster at all, and I think England Red know now that this game is up, and it's about just keeping morale high enough going into the rest of the weekend schedule. Certainly all is not lost from the first game. Certainly hearing loud cheers from the pitch behind us where the men's game is going on now between England Red and Ulster. That was all square at half-time, and well, it sounds like from some of the noises we're getting from there that is ebbing and flowing quite nicely, and the pendulum has swung in a new direction, and at full-time will bring you the latest score from there as that goes into its dying embers as well. But we're into the final 2 minutes. England Red 0, Ulster 4. England Red have certainly brought something to the table in the final quarter, but it's come at a point where Ulster know they've done their hard work and don't have to overexert themselves at this stage. Smith trying to give the Ulster midfield the run around. It gets a lucky ricochet as well. Can't quite make her way through the Ulster chicane in front of her. And now a chance maybe on Mullen. Sent forward by Montgomery. That is a stray play. It's good to see, though, that despite the energy that's gone into this, and certainly it's a very taxing sport, this, physically and mentally, the energy levels are still up there, and the work rate, the determination, certainly making up for any lost energy involved in these players. Good competitive game of hockey. Just a reminder, our clock on the screen, just an estimation of how long is left. Not far off being complete with this game. Got 20 seconds left on the in-venues clock, so of course those stoppages with the penalty corners just being totted up and added on now. But it doesn't really matter how much longer is left, because this scoreline's not going to change. A handsome win for Ulster, and a great way to start day one of the School Games 2018 in girls hockey. As the horn blows for the final time in this one, and it is Ulster cheers and applause you can hear from the near side.
Final score, England red 0, Ulster 4.
Ulster triumphed by 4-0, and certainly those of an Ulster persuasion will be looking forward to the weekend ahead. The only way is up, though, as far as England red are concerned, and they had some good phases in quarter 3 and quarter 4, but were just unable to quite get anything back in this one. Ulster ultimately making things look pretty comfortable. A couple of set pieces thrown in there.
Minutes to go. England red 0, Ulster
and
4.
Some nice bits of individual brilliance as well. Molly Dugan was the one opening the scoring. Her goal probably the best out of the
still ongoing.
open play goals.
Ulster 4, England red 4.
So just getting a score through from the boys' game. Ulster 4, England red 4, but there's still around 4 minutes remaining in that one, so certainly quite a few eyes focusing from this court all the way up to the pitch behind us. But we will bring you confirmation of that result tomorrow when we come back with live coverage here from Loughborough University. Make sure you don't miss it, but the full-time score on day one at the School Games 2018. England red 0, Ulster 4. Goodbye for now.